Good evening, or wherever you are, good morning. It's morning here. This is a video that I'm going to place on change is solutions. And this is an idea that's been bouncing around in my head since I've created the group. I used to be an advocate at two different organizations to help people who are disadvantaged, homeless, mental health issues. There's a wide range of afflictions that people were dealing with, whether physically, mentally, or just outside of themselves. Situations crashed around them, and they find themselves, like the situation I was in, being homeless and having to scrounge for food out of dumpsters at fast food restaurants after they close, and what they have left they can't sell, they throw wrapped into their dumpsters. I know that's not a very pretty thought, but you get hungry enough, you'll eat anything as long as you can catch it. First, I'd like to say this to all the people who see my videos. I've been told, and it ain't just today, but repetitively throughout my life, that a lot of times I come across as I'm being argumentative or mad, any of those negative emotions or connotations of emotions. Like I remember I made one as a response to something about Mr. Tarpley. And in the video, it came across that I was mad at the person when no, I wasn't. I was mad with YouTube because I'd already tried 3 times to upload the video and it failed to upload. So complete, constantly redoing a video. And the first time you have all of your thoughts uh, in a logical flow. And the more times you got to keep redoing it, you lose that flow because of the frustration of dealing with the software. But that's really not why I'm making the video. I just want you folks to know I don't have an attitude. I'm not mad at anybody. It I've been told this all my life about how I come across. I don't know. I don't see it in myself. And because I don't see it in myself, I can't rectify that situation or that issue that other people see in me, which I don't see in myself. So that's something that I need to be working on, as I don't want anything that we're doing in our group to be detrimental or to make people just shy away and not want to come for the information. Believe me, I'm really not argumentative. If a person, after you present the facts, doesn't accept the facts, well, what more are you going to do? Just turn away. But the main focus of this, about my idea that's been bouncing around, as I said, I was an advocate for patient rights, as well as getting them assistance here in the state of Maine at several different locations. I'm going to get back in touch with those organizations. And if they have a list or link of resources as well as agencies in other states, I think that'd be a lot of work. But I think that is a video that I need to do because it's been pushing on me so hard all day. Because we have more and more people in dire circumstances. And I would ask people, if you have survivalist type skills or woodcrafts, see, I'm like I said before, I'm stuck in an electric wheelchair. If I've got a half-inch curb I have to go up over, and my wheels are right up against it, the clutches will disengage and the chair won't go over that little hump. It's because the chair weighs over 450 pounds and it would burn out the electric motors. So that's the situation. And I'm going to be making a run into town tomorrow. So while I'm there, I'll check at the two different agencies where I used to work on a volunteer basis, which is what I want the group to be also. Um, as far as people who utilize the information, if they can, as Truth Cracker put, about a manual that they've published in Australia, if a homeless person is able to scrounge up a few bucks and buy those books, then by all means, yes, make a couple of bucks profit on it because you got to eat. Uh, and aside from eating, you're empowering yourself by the knowledge that you gain, and that's been my whole focus is trying to impart insight as well as knowledge. And that's why I don't just have anything on my site. So tomorrow evening or afternoon when I get back, I'll post a video on whether the agencies here in Maine have the documentation I need to do a state by state or regional state by state, not just one state, but the different towns and such. Yes, I know it's a lot of work, but I have time. For someone who has never faced trauma or adversary of a monstrous proportion, to find themselves in that situation, you might as well yank them off the planet and suddenly pop them onto another one. They would not have any idea how to cope any better than what they're coping with their issues as they stand now. Um, so that's what I'm going to do first, I think, is go into town and see if I can get that list. And then after that, I'll go on another project. I'm open to any recommendations. As you can see, if you come to my website, you could spend all day here watching videos that I have because I'm trying to bring them all together. Because when you really look at what's going on in the world, we're being assaulted on multiple fronts. And from those multiple fronts, it eventually becomes a focal point. I don't know how many of you are fighters or people who have worked with energy or lasers, but you can create a focal point in martial arts as well as in energy or optics. The laws of physics are there. When I get done with this right now, and I don't know whether I'm going to leave it here or transfer it over to the new group. I think for now I need to leave it here to get feedback from other users. And I really feel a calling that I need to read the Constitution and make videos of it. Because not enough people. Mr. Wobblehead has made a couple of videos about this lady out in Kern County, California, which strongly brings about the need for people to understand where they stand, what their position is. So that's real good, and I appreciate that, Mr. Wobblehead. Um, Fine job, and I'm glad to know all of you people on my channel. I'm proud of you. I really am. And thank you very much for all those you will be helping. Whether it's how to sew, make a quilt, anything and everything needs to be covered in this so people can be self-sufficient without having to go to a store.